September 2025 recommendations. Hello Talkies, welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, I just want to let you know that this is a place where I put my input in on shows and movies that I watch throughout the month, and that's pretty much all this is. It's nothing to take too serious. I write stories too. Pretty sure someone doesn't like stuff I write as well. It's literally just some good fun. So for the yes section, My Melody and Kuromi. The show's animation is super precious and so cute. The story is so funny and super cute. I know I mentioned that, but it really is. And everything looks so fluffy and it's just really interesting. The Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. So this freaking precious anime here is about a Yakuza member is given the task of being a babysitter for his boss's daughter, and adorable things ensue. Batman Ninja versus Yakuza League. I did not mean for two Yakuza things to be next to each other, but that's how it happened. So in this world, I believe I had watched there's a prior Batman movie to this, and I believe I had watched it months ago or something. I don't know. Either way, the plot goes bananas. So it literally rains Yakuza because Japan is in the sky over Gotham. It's an alternate timeline, and all the designs look really good, and the character designs are really cool. The twisted tale of Amanda Knox. Even as a teenager, hearing about this case, I knew she was innocent, and they had no justification whatsoever to put that crime on her, and I was a child watching this on the Investigation Discovery. I think Dateline was where I saw a lot of this on, and even I was like, dude, that's ridiculous, like, what are you talking about? I knew she was innocent, not enough evidence for her to be charged. Never was, never will be. Honestly can't believe it took so long for her to get out. And also the real Amanda Knox helped with the making of this show. So she was also one of the producers on it, so I think that's really cool. Search for the Truth, the Amanda Knox story. This is kind of like a more in-depth documentary on the look of Amanda Knox's story as the real Amanda talks about what she went through. Something beautiful. Miley Cyrus sings her new songs in this super whimsical special. I didn't even know what this was gonna be, but it kind of is giving vibes like Sabrina Carpenter's Christmas special, but without the holidays. Night Shift. Throughout this whole movie, as someone who plays a lot of indie horror games, I was like, wow, the main character is actually smart and alert, and she's realizing stuff is weird, and like, she knows she's in an odd place. Well, no. It's because she's actually insane, and she killed her whole family, and everyone at the motel, and she's just insane. But for most of the bit, I was like, oh my god, the main character actually isn't stupid. Eeny meeny. So this girl is really good at driving, and she's like a mob boss's favorite getaway driver or something or another. She basically ends up having to go back to that life because of the guy she used to date is there, and he's also like the biggest idiot ever. But she still cares about him, and yeah, her love interest is honestly terrible, but that's what gets her back into driving. Murder 360. This is a docu-series about the full 360 of murder investigations, and most of these stories on here are awful. Some of the worst murders I've heard about, all for no reason at all. Like, none of them had a plausible reason. Is there really a reason for murder? If your life is being threatened, yes. Otherwise, I don't see it. But nothing in here was justified. Can you keep a secret? So this girl gets on a plane and spills her guts to some random man because she's afraid of the turbulence. All of her secrets are really not what I would consider secrets, and this movie will have you believe that Alexandra Daddario should feel less than like a goddess. Like, come on. Unknown Number, the high school catfish. The story is straight sick. Someone's own mother did this, and it's pathetic and gross, and I don't understand why they let her be in this documentary, to be honest with you. My Oxford Year. Based on a novel, like everything, a girl goes to Oxford for a year where she falls in love, and it's not your normal, oh my god, falling in love story. Like, it started off that way, and I definitely thought that's where it was gonna go, and I was like, this is cute, and then it hits you, because I remember seeing that the producers of The Fault in Our Stars made this movie, and you definitely see where that's going. So it does have touching moments, we'll tell you that. Long story short, the way the story is written and how it is shown in like layers over multiple years and different timelines is really just great. I believe this is based on a book by the same name, but I might be wrong. I love the animation in this. The story flows great. It flows all around in like a perfect way, like the way they have it set up. You just have to watch it. It works great. The story revolves around a Jewish family told from the POV of multiple characters, and I really enjoyed the softness of it. It was a really nice show that showed realistic families. I liked that a lot. Novocaine, a man with a condition where he can't feel pain after his lady friend is kidnapped. He turns into a low-vibe Deadpool and becomes a comedic action hero. Exam, a test about wits, and several people are trying to get this job, but there's like nothing known about the job, and it's actually really dangerous. Low Lives. So this movie has one hell of a twist in the beginning. Not saying this family deserved what happened to them by any means. That's not what I'm saying. However, they kept pushing to get their way, and if they had just left the family alone, then it would have been a whole different story. There's no freaking way Dear Lover. So this anime was supposed to be on last month's recommendations, but somehow I cut it out while I was editing. There was an editing issue of some kind, I'm not quite sure. But either way, these two girls decide that sometimes they'll date and sometimes they'll be friends, and they'll see what's better. Animation is super shiny and pretty. Shade the Last Dance. I love the original Step Up, so I was like, this looks similar, and yes, it really is. I'm not sure which one came out first. I have no idea. The two leads have really good chemistry, so it's really easy to watch it. Thirst Trap, The Fame, The Fantasy, The Fallout. So upon watching this, I had no earthly idea who this man was, but I found the trailer for it interesting because it was talking about how all of the mamas were spending a lot of money on this man and obsessing over him, and I was like, why? I don't know. Let's get into that. Apparently, middle-aged women found him so hot, they made him rich and were throwing their money at him. I don't know why. And he makes thirst traps, if you want to call it that. I wouldn't consider most of them thirst traps as much as I would consider them him trying to look like very nice while lip syncing. Maybe eventually they turned into thirst traps. I don't know. The only videos I've seen of him are the ones that I saw in this documentary. I still don't know. I don't get it personally. Of course, that's not what I use TikTok for. I use it for recipes and for Leon Kennedy edits. So that's not my main use of TikTok. Love Untangled. A girl has really unmanageable hair, and as one who struggles with bad hair, I definitely feel it. But romance ensues anyway. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. This is also based on a very popular novel, of which I've never read, and I probably won't read because it sounds like it is made for a very younger age group that I probably would not enjoy now. I have no idea how accurate this is to the original book, but the story follows a girl in middle school who is having a hard time with fitting in and is wanting to have her period and grow up in certain parts of her body. Personally, at this age, I was watching Hannah Montana, trying to get all the clothes from my creative combatant in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, but you do you, Margaret. I never was like that, and the way that the young girls talk in here, I'm like, I don't remember ever talking when I was that age. Of course, times were different. I honestly was not worried about it at all. It was the least of my worries, was wondering when my chest was going to get bigger, and I don't believe anyone else I grew up with had the same issue. But it's a different time. You never know. Tugen Anki. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Tugen Anki? I don't know. So basically, these half-uni, half-humans exist. They're evil, quote-unquote, but obviously they are not the true bad guys, as they are described, and have a school where they learn about their powers, which basically is they can turn their blood into alternate parts of their body, any weapon they choose, that kind of thing. Think Demon Slayer meets My Hero Academia. That's kind of the vibe you got going on here. After the sunset, a couple of jewel thieves on retirement are found by an FBI agent, and hilarity ensues. True beauty. This anime is super cute. I know it's based on a Korean webcomic that's based on a Korean manga that's based on a K-drama, now an anime, so this is like the final stage. I'll get to the other stuff eventually, but I did quite enjoy this anime. I really did. It was super cute. And however, it is very tropey. There's a lot of tropes in here. But I'm not one of those people that care. I love tropes. They're my favorite thing, especially in romance. Give me all the romantic tropes. I love those. We love tropes for a reason. It's because they're fun storytelling, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, a girl gets bullied a lot, and she decides to get really good at makeup, becomes a makeup guru in her own right, and that's kind of the big plot of the story. And for some reason, people care that she's actually not conventionally attractive underneath. And I don't know why people would really care, but apparently they do in this universe. City, the animation, basically a very beautifully drawn slice of life anime, but it's about an entire city. It's pretty cute. It's a nice little watch. Now for the meta section, Your Forma. A world overrun, not overrun in a weird way, but basically there's technology everywhere. It's very obvious. The detectives have AI assistants. 13. I've never wanted a kid in my life. But man, did this make me really not want a kid. Miko in the Cosmic Horror Show. So we have a competition where streamers compete in a SAO type situation where they can die if they lose the game, and they are basically in a virtual world and they go into popular games. Yeah, it's that kind of thing. Luckily, nothing is in the no section this month, but it is officially the start of spooky season, so I am ready.
Finish him!